Volume 2, Number 5, Nothing is True, Part 1, released July 1997. This book opens with Mike apparently dying from the injuries he suffered at the hands of Bones and the Deadmen in Issue 4. Josie throws a seemingly lifeless body off the bridge, seemingly forgetting one very important detail as he mutters a sort of bitter eulogy while smoking a cigar in the moonlight. It's nighttime, which means Mike now has access to his shadow powers. Emerging from the water is a very angry shadow man who demands answers as to why he was thrown off of a bridge. His apparent death is explained by Josie, who recalls an extremely different and more reasonably realistic chain of events that do not involve undead beings, priestesses, or serpents with top hats, including accusations of Mike literally being a crackhead. Mike vehemently denies this claim and exposes his chest to show the mask of shadows which is missing, as at this precise moment the sun is coming out. However, the gruesome damage from this implantation is still visible even with the absence of the mask. Mike seems to have a very clear recollection of the events shown in the last comic, but Josie insists that Mike has been hallucinating. According to Josie's particular telling of events, the Deadmen were simply a few drunken loudmouths who jumped Mike after realizing he had threatened them with an empty pistol before drunkenly driving into a gas truck, which killed them. After a few hours of bed rest and then another bit of confusing storytelling from Josie, Mike is working the bar when a smart-ass dwarf chastises him after condescendingly demanding a drink. This is Jaunty in human form, coming to warn Mike about an incoming attack from Jack Boniface, the previous Shadow Man, who enters the bar whilst loudly playing a saxophone, which I sincerely hope was sanitized after it was removed from his asshole. He is clearly no match for Mike, who beats the shit out of him before jamming his entire body through a jukebox. Josie returns shortly thereafter, having been tipped off by, quote, that dwarf guy that Michael went, quote, psycho again and beat some dumb saxophone-playing bum to death in the Wild at Heart, and finds a nearly unconscious Mike on the floor. To recap, Josie tells Mike a significantly different story from the one in his memory, insisting that Mike must be having mental issues. We see Jaunty again, but this time he's an ordinary human, just a bit vertically challenged. Jack Boniface enters the Wild at Heart, playing his signature chocolate-covered saxophone before Mike easily finishes the fight, slamming him through a jukebox. Thank you for watching.